Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Work No Game video. Today's video is dedicated to the best week of Crusade. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe once we hit 7,500 subs. We'll be doing a giveaway and also an account update. Alright, let's jump right into it and go into guild boss and talk about why it's the best. Miyuki is here. Miyuki is a recommended character and she will carry you. Absolutely carry you through most of the stages. You can put Miyuki by herself and she can probably farm the entire stage in the beginning by herself because her rage down is quite possibly the most broken thing in Crusade. And this is why Yume is so powerful, because in Guild Boss or Guild Crusade, she absolutely annihilates the fatigue. Well, not as great as, Miyuki, but she does the job and it makes your guild bossing experience much better. Now, some of you are wondering, why am I so hyped for this? Well, let's bring out the handy dandy calculator. So usually I average out, 90 stages, for like as far as like the guild can go, or maybe like 100 if we get lucky. Let's divide this by 5 because every single 5 stages we get, some gems, and then times this by 20. So what do we get? We get 360 gems every single week just from doing this. And you could maybe, if you're really like crazy powerful, you could average out maybe like 400 this week because Miyuki is like on the grounds. So not to mention all of the free like SSR gear that you can get from like these random boxes. So yeah, just make sure to be in here, not to mention all the guild coins. And we already know like we can do like Nicola summons because Nicola is by far the best, free to play unit that you can acquire right now. So let's jump into other things and talk about my account. Alright, some of you guys have been wondering. As you guys know, Vivian is my latest like addition to my roster. Phoebe has dropped from, where she once was because she just doesn't perform the way I want her to. She doesn't do enough damage. She doesn't sustain long enough. Vivian, the thing is why I pretty much put her here because, she reduces like energy so I can place more units on the field. Not to mention though that she's a little bit tanky and she doesn't die as fast as Phoebe. Phoebe for me just gets like 1-2 shot nowadays and then she revives and just dies again. She doesn't even have the chance to do caster ult. Vivian stays a little bit longer, not to mention her damage is much more substantial. It actually makes a difference. So for me, that's why I pretty much placed her. Next is going to be Miyuki. I think everyone should build, Miyuki, not even just for story. You should build her just for Guild Crusade. And it's not just because of Guild Crusade currently. It's because she can at least carry you through one stage fairly easily. Her rage reduced down, it's really just broken. I wish like another character had it, other than Yume and her, but this is why she's a staple for every single team. It's just because of her rage reduced down passive, and this is her gear, right? Next character is going to be Kisume or Kisume. Now Kisume is a really great character when she is invested into properly. This is the gear I'm running on her, and she is 5-star. She is still not 6-star. I'm a couple shards away from 6-starring her. Now the thing is she's very underwhelming at 3-star. She does require gear. She's one of those characters that needs, her lenses to perform properly. But when she reaches 5-star, she becomes a much better character. But I will say at 3-star, she doesn't perform the way she should, in my opinion, right? Next thing is going to be Yuffie. Now the thing is with Yuffie is she is underwhelming at 3-star. Most of the SSR characters, they're pretty underwhelming at 3-star, but at 6-star she does insane damage. This is the gear that I personally run on her. And she's just a staple because, I run Sork Leader. If you run Sork or Coffin Leader, she's by far like the best. Like she turns into a entirely different character because she just boosts like everyone's damage because, you're running a bunch of Sorks. She does more damage to, energy enemies that have greater than 14 energy. All right. Next thing is going to be Hachi Shiki. And I think she does more damage than Kisume depending on the situation. And I don't even have her at 6-star. And that's pretty much because of her unique skill. When she enrages, she deals an extra 100% of her damage. So for example, if she dealt 150k damage, she does 300k. This is my gear on her. Nothing too crazy. I wish I had better gear. The only reason why I'm using Bone Crusher is because, I wish I had more stuff. I don't think her stun is guaranteed, though, 60% chance to enrage. I don't know if enrage counts as something that Bone Crusher can trigger, but it's just something that I'm using. I'm not using Bone Crusher for a specific purpose for her. Next is going to be Nicola. Now, some of you guys have been wondering, why am I using Bone Crusher? And some of you have been saying that Bone Crusher does not trigger the damage resistant rate. But I do know that my Nicola is wearing those, silence boots. And these silence boots will increase their effectiveness with the Bone Crusher gear. So for those purposes, I am wearing the Bone Crusher. It's the only thing I have. It's not a super fantastic weapon. Easily one of the better weapons is Dragon Howl and I believe like Butterfly Hunter, but I don't have like, Dragon Howl like available to her, or the Butterfly Hunter for her. I don't think she can wear it. I recently got this one, so this is Butterfly Hunter. I wish I could use it, but I can't for her purposes. Next thing is going to be Pan. Now Pan has fallen from my team. I don't use her as frequently. She's just there to be an extra DPS. She's kind of getting replaced by Yume in most situations, but I still have her geared out for arena purposes. Chio is one of the best characters for Coffin, leader or Sork leader. She does insane damage. She boosts everyone's damage. This is the way I gear her out, and she does way more damage than I thought was even possible for an SR character. Sometimes she out damages like Pan in a certain situation, or at least like she provides more utility than Pan. That's not correct. Pan does more damage, but Chio can still, like dish it out. And then as far as Rikiya goes, she's fallen from my team. I don't really use her. Her damage, obviously I need to increase her gear, but she just doesn't keep up with my current team. Like honestly, it's like SSR or bust, except for Chio. Chio has been like just a staple for me, and she's just always there, and she's been solid. Next is going to be Nina. Nina is my hardest hitting SR when she's the last unit to be placed because of Lance of Longinus or Longinus. The reason why is because she increases her damage when the enemy is less than 50% health, and she's been pretty clutch with doing like an end kill, and she's been pretty good for, I believe it's the miracle stages. So I highly recommend building her if you haven't already. She's just a great free to play like Sork. Like it's an easy plus for me. Phoebe, like I said, I don't really raise her. I don't really do anything with her. Her AoE damage is subpar. I feel like sometimes Rikiya can hit harder than her, and I can put like Rikiya's gear on her, and she can hit harder. But I have a feeling like she's just not one of those characters that's supposed to deal like a load of damage. She's more of like a debuffer and more of a character that's just there. She's good in the early game, but for me it's been falling off in the late game. But maybe it's just because I'm not raising her and I'm not investing in her. Not to mention she's only at 4 stars, and most SSR characters are viable at 5 and 6 stars. So that's most likely the reason why. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, right? Next thing is gonna be like Annie and Saya. Now the rest of the characters I don't really use. They're just kind of there. Yume is my next project that I'm building, and then it's going to be Selena. These two characters are like the next ones up on my list. The reason why Yume I have to build her is for Crusade. Crusade is an important currency or a weekly thing that you should participate. Not only because you get gold, but the possibilities of getting SR gear. Like this is going to be a huge difference in gameplay, because technically you're doing radiant summons via Guild Crusade, right? You have a chance of getting SR gear or SSR gear, and in the future we'll get unique or legendary gear. So, and you're gonna need like 4 pieces of like, or 3 pieces of SSR gear just to get one like unique gear, and then it's probably gonna have like a similar dupe system and all kinds of nonsense that I'm not ready for. But it's just something to look into when that does come out. Anyways, let's do some arena and just talk about things. That's pretty much my overall account and how things are going. You guys were requesting for like some builds for Yume. I'll probably do that one next. And as far as like Illusion Connect things go, I'm really happy with it. It's like a perfect game for me, like a perfect side game that I can just keep up with. Like I don't feel like if I don't log in I miss something. I don't feel like if I play for 10 minutes I'm missing something. That's like one of the things that I look for in a gacha game, something where it's low commitment, you know what I mean, so I can play other gachas. Now what I've been noticing with Sinnoh Alice and Princess Connect, they are a little bit more high maintenance. But the thing is that's also another thing that I look for in a gacha game. because I want to have something where I can just kind of grind out. But Illusion Connect is special because it's free to play friendly and it's not a time sink. Usually the games that are very, you know, not grind intensive are kind of pay to win in some case, you know, like sort of like those idle games, but not all idle games are, you know, pay to win, but most of them can be. And this is not an idle game, but it's one of those games that it's so easy to play, so easy to pick up. I just keep coming back to it. Like there's no reason not to come back to it, and I keep losing. I probably need to change my lineup around. I did make a few changes if you're wondering. This is the way it looks like, you know, I have Vivian in the front and then Nicola. It might be a mistake. I'm casting like my Nicola early, but now I'm not having any issues, but maybe it's because those two teams, oh, I beat a 360. I thought I would lose to that because I lost to the 305 and 302. That's pretty interesting. And nice, we got into Diamond. Hopefully I can get into Masters, and you know, I'll probably be releasing like an end game guide pretty soon. It's between like the Yume guide and the end game guide. It's one of the two. I'll probably get to it eventually. All right, and then I'll probably tackle these people later when I update my lineup. This video is already long enough. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Once we hit 7,500 subs, we'll be doing a giveaway. And by the way, Joseph has contacted me. Thank you so much for contacting me, and enjoy that Google Play gift card. We'll see you guys in the next one.